Hello everyone. So now I'm going to demonstrate our experiment in PSpice. So our first circuit was this inverting adder or summing amplifier, I can say. So let's go to the PSpice. So I already drawn our circuit since already two experiments have been done related to this 7.4 on IC and other things in PSpice. So I think you already have a good grasp on this, how to keep components and how to draw the lines and other sort of things. So anyway, if I just want you to remember something, so this is the 7.4 on IC. So if you click on this here and write it as UA7.4 on or just U here, already 7.4 on came. So just click on this place and it is available. So just click anywhere, so it will be available. So I'm just deleting this and other components. This is the VDC. So if you write here VDC, so this VDC, just click on place and you can place it many times. So through this, I have taken these other components like different voltage source here, and these two inputs. And for other components, resistor is just, if you write R here, then the things, this one is actually the resistor and resistance, and this ground is actually, if you write G and D and then this ground analog, this one is this. So I think I just mentioned all components, and after placing the components, if you want to connect, then you can use this one. So this symbol, so this one actually draw a wire, then you can connect. So I think to draw this circuit is easier for you as you have already done two experiments related to this. So let's move on. So in the lab sheet, first you need to draw these circuits, and the procedure as written. First you need to construct and run the simulation in the bias point detail mode. So as you know, there are different setup mode here, setup analysis. So here we are mainly focused for this experiment bias point detail. So it is by default it is selected, so don't worry. Then what I need to do here, run the simulation. So I'm just clicking here simulate, so it is now running, and then as it is written, click on enable bias voltage display. So I want to see voltages at different portions. So for this I need to click on this V, that is enable bias voltage display. So V, now all voltages are shown. And in the lab sheet demonstration, I already demonstrated that the output voltage should be 2 volt for this circuit, since this is the 5 volt supply and this is minus 7 volt, and our gain is 1 since both all of this resistance are 10k. So this is 10 divided by 10 1, then again 10 divided by 10 1. So 5 then minus 7, it is minus 2 volt, and in our expression if you notice here there is another minus sign. That's why the output expression is just 2 volt. So if you sense these values, the output will also be sensed. For example, I am changing it to, let's say, 7 volt. Okay, and then if I run it again, so this is 7 and this is 7 anyway, so obviously the output will be 0. And if you notice here, it is microvolt, obviously it is close to 0. So you can choose other voltage, let's say 3 volt, and then if you run it again, so for example you have got 4 volt, so 3 volt and minus 7, so this is minus 4 volt, and in our expression we have another minus sign because we have connected it in inverting terminal and we are working as inverting adder, that's why it is 4 volt. So let's move on. So I just demonstrated the procedure, and in the report what you need to report, for example, you need to write all the student IDs in your group in a text box. So to do this, you will click here in this left pane, draw text box. So if you click here, then you can draw. I just click a mouse click and then write this. So a text box will be created, and here you can write ID, then your ID, something something, and then again something something. So you should write your IDs of all the members in your group, and then you can take a screenshot of this uh, enabling this B, that is the enabling the bias voltage display. Then you can submit in the report along with other steps. So that's how I mentioned here, write all student IDs, and for this experiment I have instructed here, add another DC voltage Vi3 with Ri3 equal to 5k. So just like these two voltages, I instructed you to add another voltage source, so you can choose another voltage source VDC here just like this, and the resistance will be 5k ohm, and the voltage that I mentioned here, it will be 7 volt, and again it will be minus 7 volt. For 7 volt you will provide one screenshot, and then again you will do the same experiment providing minus 7 volt, and obviously you will get different output voltage here, and you should mathematically explain what output voltage you got and why so. That means I asked you to explain using this equation. So what output voltage you got and why this output voltage. So this is for the report question that you need to mention in this lab report for this inverting adder. Inverting adder portion is completed now.